What's up, guys? Like I said, back with another video. I needed to do two today because a lot of stuff has happened. Not only did that music come out last Friday, and I had a week to be able to enjoy it and listen to it and kind of get a grasp of it, but a lot of sports things happened also. Like what? Well, we're going to go football and basketball this time. We'll start with basketball. Zion Williamson, after being drafted number 1 overall, the next coming of LeBron, the most dynamic player we've seen in college basketball, he finally started. He made his debut. And what happened? Well, greatness happened. Being that he is coming off of injury, coming off of surgery, coming off of rehabbing that leg, obviously they want to be super, super cautious with their number 1 overall pick. Make sure that he wants to stay around, make sure that he's healthy for the future, make sure he can progress into the player that we expect the player that we expect him to be. We expect him to be great. Obviously, SportsCenter loves him because all SportsCenter was talking about last night was that. We had a lot of NBA games last night. Karl-Anthony Towns scored 40 points. LaMarcus Aldridge had 46 against Zion, and they hardly talked about that. But it's Zion. So what happened? Minutes restrictions, obviously. There has to be when you're coming back from an injury like that and you're trying to make sure that your key player is going to be healthy. He started off playing a 4-minute spurt in the first quarter, a 4-minute spurt in the second quarter, another 2-minute spurt in the third, but in the fourth is when he turned it on. So he started off, he got the ball almost right away, turnover, he missed a shot. It's hard to get in a rhythm when you know you're not going to be playing a whole lot. It's hard to get synchronized with your team when you haven't been on the court yet and you're almost midway through the season. We got the All-Star break in I think 2.5, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So it's difficult to hop in once this team has been gelling. They just got Lonzo this year. They just got Brandon Ingram this year. By the way, Brandon Ingram, most improved player this year. Has to be. So Zion started off very, very slow, and you can't fault him. It's his first game. It's hard to step in after this team has been gelling. It's hard to put yourself in the position when you're going to be somebody that wants the ball, like Zion will. So what happened? Obviously, like I said, started off slow for the first 3 quarters. He had 5 points, I believe. He made 1 free throw and then 2 layups. He got a really nice rebound, put up the layup right away. And then the other one got a nice pass down low, which he almost lost, actually. It was not in his hands for a couple seconds, and he was able to regain possession and put it up real quick, get the layup. Fourth quarter comes around. Oh, and boy, did Zion show up. He went onto the court. I don't remember what the score was exactly, but I believe the Pelicans were down by 10, I think. I think they were down by 10. And Zion steps out. And what does this man do? Takes over the game. Seriously, he gets the ball in the paint, calls all these players to defend him. All eyes are on this guy. He's supposed to be the next LeBron. It's the same thing when LeBron has the ball and he's bringing it up. All eyes are on him, but they're trying to stay with their other men. And that's what opens up other players. Zion, smart enough to recognize that, gets a couple passes in, figures out what the motion is, and then makes a 3. Gets a good pass, wide open, steps into it, drains it. What happens next? Well, we come down to court, same thing. Gets the pass, drains a 3. And then he gets a nice layup from the oop from Lonzo, and he wasn't able to put it down because it was good defending, but he had a nice layup off of it, which shows his athleticism and his awareness. And then makes another 3. And then makes another 3. He went 4 for 4 from 3. That is amazing. He had 17 points in a span of, I believe it was 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. And he was about to be subbed out. And then he made the 3. And then Alvin Gentry was like, okay, you know what, dude, you just made that 3. Yeah, we'll keep you in for a little bit, despite what the medical staff is saying at the moment. Keep him in, makes another 3. He was about to be subbed out again. What does he do? Makes another 3, and then just keeps winning, He ended up with 22 points, 7 rebounds, and I think 3 assists. pretty good for your debut. He is the first player to have a debut game shooting 100 from 3. 4 for 4 from 3. Amazing. He's good. If he can keep doing just what he did last night, averaging 22 and 7, he'll probably get more rebounds when the minutes go up, obviously. He's going to be a double-double threat. He's going to be not quite Andre Drummond with a 20-20, but he'll probably average around 25 points, probably average almost 10 rebounds. Double-double. What more can you ask for? So, Zion's debut, not disappointing whatsoever. Excited to watch the rest of his games. So, we can't really transition from basketball to football, so we'll just say it. We're talking about football now. What happened? Well, Eli Manning decided that he's done playing football. He's going to announce his retirement tomorrow, and he is done. It's kind of a lame way to end your career, in my opinion. He did win 2 Super Bowls, which is awesome, but I don't know. There's something about Eli. I never really thought he was a great quarterback. So it's not really a tragedy to see him leave, especially since his more recent years he started debilitating just how Peyton Manning did, except Peyton Manning was still able to manage a game. Eli Manning can't really do that. So he is stepping down. He's going to announce that tomorrow that he is retiring and leaving the NFL. Hope retirement's fun, Eli. Hope you have a good time. So, what's this last one that you can barely see? Antonio's tweaking? Oh no, we're going to talk about Antonio Brown again? Well, there's pretty good reasoning for that. So, he's been... Last we heard from Antonio Brown, he had a tryout with the Saints. The Saints were kind of interested as long as the NFL was cool with them picking him up. And then he gets on Twitter. The dumbest thing you can do after you have a tryout with a team and you want to get back into the NFL. He says that the Saints did it as a publicity stunt. Buddy, you could have had a chance to be playing in the NFL. Dude, you could have played in the playoffs if the NFL would have cleared you. You messed up, dog. You keep running your mouth on social media. It's making you look stupid, and it's hurting your whole brand. Your name is your brand, dude, and you're messing all that up. Just being dumb, stupid. So that's not what I'm getting at, though. There's another thing. There's a video put out. He kicked out his baby mama and a couple babies. And police showed up to make sure she could get out safely, get her out of the environment, get him to calm down. And he's screaming at her the whole time, calling her names, just being a kook, you know? Just being a clown. And he's like trying to be like, oh yeah, I'll see you kids later. You know, whatever. Just defacing this girl. So that happens. And then, what else happens? Oh yeah, you hear how OBJ was wanted for a little bit. There was a warrant for his arrest because he smacked a police officer's ass. Yeah, there's a warrant for AB's arrest now. OBJ's warrant is gone. They're not pressing charges. It was just a quick, hey, what are you doing? You know, dumb on his part. But this is just this. Oh, so there was news that came out yesterday at the beginning of the day that Antonio Brown was a suspect in a burglary and battery case. Dude, really? Come on. There's no way, you know. A few hours later, I get 10 notifications from ESPN, from Apple News, from NBC, from CBS. There is a warrant for Antonio Brown for the burglary and battery charges. So they had to have found evidence that links him to the crime, or else there wouldn't be a warrant for his arrest. Or he's not cooperating, in which case there's a warrant for his arrest, which makes him look suspicious if he's not cooperating. This is not good. You were already messing up your name beforehand. Dude, now you're looking at jail time potentially if you did do this. And first off, why are you doing that? Why do you have to beat up people and steal from them? It doesn't make sense at all. I don't know if it's because he's running low on money or if he feels like that person wronged him and that's his way of getting back at them. I don't know. I can only speculate. That's all we can do until the news comes out, until the truth comes out, I guess is what we can say. But right now we know there's a warrant for his arrest. For burglary and battery. Like, man, you're just flying off the handles at this point. It almost seems like everything you're doing is for attention. You want the spotlight on you, yet you're the one who's ruining your own career at the same time. Like I said, dude, your name is your brand. You could have still made something of yourself. You started going back to school at Central, supposedly, and what are you doing now? Are you still at Central? Interesting. Dude, get it together, man. That's all I can say to Antonio is just get it together. You're out here clowning and just acting a fool, and you don't have the right to. You're not in the NFL. And even if you were in the NFL, it doesn't give you a reason to act like this. Yeah, you can have a little bit of a mouth on you if you're in the NFL. I mean, shoot, dude. Ocho Cinco did. Terrell Owens did. It's like I've said before, it's a wide receiver thing. It has to be a wide receiver thing. Odell Beckham is starting to go off the rails a little bit, too. If you watch the videos of the LSU game where he stole the bullhorn from, I don't know if he stole it. He took the bullhorn from the LSU marching band, and he's just screaming just inaudible stuff. He's just yelling. He's not yelling, "Go Tigers," trying to hype up the crowd or anything like that. He's like, you look dumb, Odell. Not as dumb as Antonio, but you still look dumb. Dude, Antonio, you had so much going for you. You were arguably the best receiver that was in the league. Right there with Odell Beckham. Right there with, obviously, Odell slipping a little bit because he's not performing as well with Cleveland. But I'm beating a dead horse at this point. Point is, he's dumb. Burglary and battery warrant for his arrest right now. Dude, just come on, man. That's all I got. Very disappointed in this guy. He's supposed to be the star to come out of Central, and instead he's the clown that came out of Central. If you like this video, drop it a like. Super easy for you. Super lame at doing this part, but whatever. If you like any of my videos, subscribe, please. I mean, it's fun. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are too. And if you want me to talk about anything, if there's news that I didn't hear about or whatever, just drop a comment. I'm glad. I'm open to whatever. So thank you guys for watching. Cam Gwynn, and we'll talk to you later.